how's it going? I'm Nathan Blake. Welcome to Taste the Treats number 2. We're gonna dive right on in.
Taste the Treats!
So today we've got 3 tasty treats that we're going to be trying. 2 of them are of the jerky variety, which I'm pretty excited about. I've tried one of them before, but I'm excited to try it from a review standpoint, because I believe that I'm pretty decent at the whole foodie thing at this point, and so I'm excited to be all like, what are the flavors that are inside of this tasty jerky? So, first one and foremost, we have Ballpark brand flame-grilled bourbon barbecue beef jerky. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Ballpark bourbon barbecue beef jerky. Ballpark bourbon barbecue beef jerky. Ballpark bourbon barbecue beef jerky. Ballpark bourbon barbecue beef jerky.
I was slightly more successful than I thought I would be. The great part is that this has 27% less sodium than USDA data for beef jerky. I don't entirely know what it means by then USDA, but anyway, it's also gluten-free, which is good for me. So we're gonna dive on into this puppy. Oh yeah. The aroma is somewhat pleasing. It's not my favorite smelling beef jerky I've ever smelled, but it does seem pretty good. It seems to be of the mid-level dryness for beef jerky. To me, there are 3 levels of dryness to beef jerky. You have and this is like super cheap beef jerky usually, like the super moist beef jerky that is, each piece is very shiny, it's very, they almost have like greasy film on them, things like that. You get that from like Great Value brand beef jerky. This is the middle tier where you can tell it's a little drier, but it's still, pretty flexible. And everything, as you can see from that. Tears pretty easily. It's more of a chunk of meat than anything else. Contrasting that to beef jerky that you would get at a Love's or something, that's like the number 1 driest jerky, that actually is like super thin, very, very hard. So I'll give this a taste. So I would say that it has a fairly soft, sweet flavor, which is kind of interesting. I assumed that the bourbon and even the barbecue part would make it kind of cut a little more, but it's definitely tasty, but I wouldn't say it's very different from like a classic piece of teriyaki beef jerky. And I wish it had spice. Like, I really wish that it had like some spiciness to it, because it doesn't really have any. So that's the first one, the Ballpark bourbon barbecue beef jerky.
Ballpark bourbon barbecue beef jerky. Ballpark bourbon barbecue beef jerky. Ballpark bourbon
flame grilled. Luckily, I get to keep that whole package of beef jerky now. I don't have to share it with you or nothing. Go get your own beef jerky. Next on the list is the Munch peanut bar from Walmart, I believe is where we got it, which tries to pin itself as a very healthy sort of candy bar sort of thing. I believe it was 78 cents for the bar. It has, check marks on the front saying it's gluten-free, no artificial ingredients, low glycemic index snack, pure peanutty goodness. And then looking at the back, it's got very few ingredients in it. So it's trying to pretend at the very least that this is sort of an alternative to a candy bar, and let's see if it's basically just a payday. Okay, so coming right out of the package, it's very brittle. You can't fool me. This is just peanut brittle. This is straight up just peanut brittle. Did they seriously package and sell peanut brittle as some sort of protein bar? You know what? To each their own. If I can eat peanut brittle all day and pretend like I'm being healthy, then I guess I'm pretty happy. Now that I really pay attention to the flavor, it's a little more buttery than a normal peanut brittle. So I would actually say it's probably closer to toffee. peanuts and toffee, but it's still candy. This is still just peanuts just coated in candy. And it's like all bragging about its low glycemic index and no artificial ingredients, and you know, it's got talking about its protein on the back and stuff like that. It's just not. This isn't a protein bar. This is, and it's not even a candy bar. This is like eating candy. So on that one, I do rate it fairly highly because it wasn't very expensive. It was very tasty. My problem isn't that it wasn't its taste or its quality. It was that it's just a piece of peanut brittle.
Peanut piece of peanut brittle. Peanut piece of peanut brittle. Peanut piece of peanut brittle. Peanut piece of.
Okay, so for number 3, we have New Mexico Foods Carne Seca Beef Jerky Green Chili. This is a locally sourced beef jerky that is really from not very far from, the zip code is 1 number off of my zip code. So I'm pretty stoked about it. I like spicy things. I like green chili. Things that are locally sourced are not only good for your local economies, but it's also usually really tasty. So, and that's the thing. If you buy something like this, even if it's a little bit more expensive, just a little bit, what you're doing is you're supporting businesses in your area, and that money stays in your economy. If you go to Walmart and things like that, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with shopping at Walmart, because I understand prices are important and things like that. But the more you shop locally, the better it is for your local economy, because if I give that money to somebody who lives here in town, then they give it to somebody who lives in town for something else, you know, that money stays in this circulation. It's better than if I pay money to Walmart and then that Walmart money goes out to California or wherever, and now that money is gone from my area. So every dollar I pay to a large national corporation as opposed to a small local place is another dollar that's not in my town. So the more I can shop locally, especially if it's still cost efficient and tastes really good, you know, the better. So let's get into here. This one is not a resealable bag, which I prefer resealable bags on beef jerky because I don't want to feel like I need to eat the whole package. However, beef jerky is a very reasonable snack. They're slightly high. Oh boy. It smells really good, but you can smell that green chili, and it like actually caught my lungs off guard. Oh, and it's got garlic in it too. Yeah, this one is cool. It only has like 6 ingredients. It's like beef, water, green chili, salt, and garlic. And it's likely that those green chilies are also from New Mexico. One of the things that you find out whenever you come to New Mexico is that green chili is huge. It's everywhere. Everyone eats green chili all the time. You'll even go to a regular restaurant that sells burgers all over the planet, and when you go to one in New Mexico, they'll have a special item on the menu that's their regular burger with green chilies on it or something, and that's really, really common. But you'll also find out very quickly that the #1 green chilies in New Mexico are Hatch green chilies. They're grown and canned in Hatch, New Mexico. And so I imagine these are Hatch. It doesn't say it on here, but that's just what I'm assuming. This falls much closer on the spectrum to the thin, almost crispy beef jerky I was talking about whenever I was talking about the Love's beef jerky, which is my favorite style of beef jerky. Yeah, I definitely suggest these. Really, really good. I don't know where you can find them because I found them at like a culinary warehouse here in the town that I live in, and so it's going to be probably hard to find these offhand. But if you live in New Mexico or you can find them on the internet or something, I'd suggest them. They've got actual pieces of green chili on them, as well as the seeds from the green chili. Like I say, it's the thinner, drier beef jerky, which has its downsides of it being harder to chew and stuff, but still really, really good in flavor usually. Health-wise, whole package, the whole thing, is only 210 calories. Now, 75 of those calories are from fat, which if you don't know much about how calories work, those 75 fat calories will pretty much turn straight to fat. You won't get to use them. But it's low calorie in general. It's super low on carbs. It only has 1 gram of carbs. It has no sugar, 12 grams of protein. So this is really, it's got a little bit of a couple of vitamins like iron and vitamin A and stuff. So really, there's not a lot in this except for protein. So if you're looking for a protein supplement of some sort, this sort of thing is actually really good, really tasty, really enjoyable. There was a point where I used to work in a town where there was basically no restaurants, but I was like miles away from, I was like an hour away from where I lived, and therefore I had to be able to get food on a regular basis because I was working sometimes 12-hour days, and it was really, really spotty how long my days were going to be, so I couldn't really pack food and bring it with me. But anyway, that being said, I would stop at a gas station. They have a convenience store. I would get beef jerky that was of this style, this thin, crispier beef jerky, and then I get a bottle of V8 V Fusion, which has a full serving of vegetables and a full serving of fruit in it. And I eat beef jerky and I drink that, and that was a great meal. I felt like it was actually incredibly healthy, low calorie. So if you're looking for a way to eat a lot of protein, low fat, low carb, this beef jerky, or beef jerkies like this, pretty good call. Bonus thing of today is the lime seltzer water I was talking about before. This brand is called Refresh with an E on the end of it. I usually call it Refresh E for fun. The thing about this is that this is just carbonated water. The ingredients are carbonated water and natural flavors. 0 calorie. There's no artificial sweeteners in it or anything, so it's a little bitter. Has a light lime flavor to it. You can find something like this at almost any slightly more local grocery store, like an Albertsons, a Homeland, something like that. You don't find these very often at Walmarts or Targets. They usually have like the really expensive stuff. These here are usually sold 12 for $2 or $3 or 24 for $3 or $4, and I suggest them highly. And the reason I do is because I didn't like the flavor of them either. I know they do not taste the best in the world, but what I was doing was drinking a lot of soda, and I switched to drinking this. Every time I would crave a soda, because I did crave them, I would run and grab one of these out and drink it instead. And not only did that sort of curb that craving, it eventually taught me to want this instead of the soda. And what that's done for me is this is cheaper than soda, and it is much better for you than soda. It's just carbonated water, and therefore, you know, it's just good for you to drink this instead of soda. Now, if you can get yourself to drink regular water instead of soda, that's totally fine too. It's cheaper in general, but this is what I use to wean myself off of drinking Coke all day, every day. And now I drink a Coke maybe once or twice a week. And I drink 3 or 4 of these a day, which, yes, in the end, I'm probably paying slightly more for this than I was soda, since I was only having 1 or 2 sodas a day, and I'm having 3 or 4 of these. But I'm much healthier, and I'm willing to trade that you know, maybe 25 cents a day extra that I'm paying to drink 4 of these than to drink either the sugar or the aspartame that I was drinking before, because neither are good for you to drink constantly. So, and hydration's super important. So I was really using Coke the way I should have been using water, and now I'm drinking this on a regular basis, and I've even gotten, because I got used to this flavor, now regular water, especially if it's cold, tastes very decent to me, and I'm always interested in drinking it. So I totally suggest this. Look at your local grocery stores like Homeland, Smith's, Albertsons, IGAs, whatever you have that's, you know, your smaller, like more locally owned grocery store. Check there and see if they carry something like this, because it's an acquired taste. I will say that. But once you get used to the flavor after you've been drinking them for a few days, eventually you'll get to where you're perfectly fine with the flavor. There's different fruit flavors, and mostly that affects the smell. Limes more than anything else. So go for one of the citrusy ones like lime or orange, because those have a stronger smell, better flavor that pairs with this. The mixed berry and stuff I didn't like. And if you need something to work up to it, you can always try getting some of the flavored waters that have like aspartame or Splenda in them to work towards this. But I really do suggest you think about that. If you're struggling with really a soda addiction like I was, it's a great way to sort of wean yourself off of that. So yeah, Refresh E, or the equivalent that you can find in a grocery store. My parents can even find at their Walmart, although I can't find it at my Walmart, a brand called Vintage, which is also still cheaper than Coke, pretty good tasting, you know, has different flavors. So Anyway, so that is it for Taste the Treats today. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I love doing videos like this. I love connecting with you as people. You know, there's a certain amount of professionalism and a certain amount of quality that I expect from myself whenever I'm playing a game on my channel. And so I'm trying to focus on the game, trying to focus on the content, trying to focus on being entertaining and stuff. And so I don't always do as good of a job as connecting with you, at talking to you, at interacting with you. And I feel like I do that more in these videos. So I want more videos like this throughout the week, because for some strange reason, you people seem to come here to look at me and talk to me, and for me to talk to you. Even though I'm playing cool video games, you seem to be less interested in that and more interested in hanging out with me, for which I am entirely perplexed and eternally grateful. I wanted to thank you all for 1,275 subscribers, I think we just hit, and that's insane. And no worries, we're doing a little bit of a celebration soon for 1,000 and for 1,250. I just haven't gotten the chance to film it yet. But before long, you're going to see a full studio reveal, as well as a computer setup sort of review thing, where I'm going to talk about what my camera is and what my computer is and stuff like that, so that you too can think about what you can be doing to upgrading your equipment, leveling up your content, because that's really important to me, and it's something you can do incrementally, and that's how I've done it. I really feel like once you see my studio, it will be encouraging to you as a small YouTuber, because you will see that you can do so much with so little, as long as you pay attention to the details and you try really hard to make things look as professional as possible, and you really focus on those things. I guarantee you can grow your channel no matter what your circumstances are. So I'm really excited to show you that, because I have a feeling, and I would love to think, that my situation can be encouraging to you and uplifting to you as a small content creator, even if you don't have all the money or all the space. So we'll hopefully see that in the next week, as well as we're getting super close to the monetization mark. We're literally within striking distance. So we need about 10% more is basically what it's down to. You know, the requirement is 4,000 hours in a year. My channel's been running for about 9 months now, and we are at 3,500 hours, basically. So we have, you know, 4 months, 3 or 4 months to get to that next 400 hours, 500 hours that we need, which is totally doable, like 100% doable, because this last month we almost did 2,000 hours. So clearly we can do it. I believe in us. I want to thank you so much for sharing videos, for telling other people about them. The best way that you can help this channel grow is by actually clicking the share button on a video that you like, copying that link, and then texting it to somebody who you think would enjoy it, or somebody who you don't mind bothering, and saying, hey mom, watch this crazy guy, he's really funny, or stupid, or encouraging, or whatever it is that makes you want to watch my content. Whatever it is, you know, let them know about that, because I can't grow this channel without your help. And once we've grown it, once this channel continues to get bigger, then we'll be able to touch more people. We'll be able to support more people. I love how the community has started growing, and especially on my Twitter. If you're not on my Twitter, check in the link in the description below and follow me on Twitter, because that's where a lot of our conversations happen. On our Twitter and sometimes in the chat, on live streams and things like that, we've really gotten into interacting with each other, with encouraging each other, supporting each other in our channels and our content, and critiquing each other and all of those things. And that's what I want. I want you to be able to come here and see this content, enjoy it, but also get something out of it, whether that's, you know, just something to smile at, or somebody to keep you company down in the comments below. And then beyond that, once our channel grows more, we'll be able to start doing charity live streams on a regular basis. Right now, it's hard for me to basically justify doing a big charity live stream even once a month, because I know it would be the same people over and over and over again coming, and I don't want you to feel obligated to donating lots and lots of money every month. You know, if you're gonna set up a time once a month to donate to charity, that's awesome, but you don't have to do it through me. So I feel like that being said, what we should do instead is grow this community so that, you know, different people will be coming to different live streams depending on what they're interested in and donating different amounts of money, and we'll be able to help more people that way on a regular basis instead of expecting the same 3 or 4 people to donate $20 to $50 every time I charity live stream 1 month at a time. So that's why growing the channel is important. So I want to thank you all so much for helping me grow the channel, grow the community, and help people. That being said, I'm super stoked about the growth on the channel, and once we hit monetization, we will be trying to do a skit based on that. To some extent, it's something I've been planning for a couple months. I even talked about it in some tweets earlier. But I just didn't have the space. But at the end of this month, I'm moving, so I'll have more space after that. Don't worry, you probably won't see a huge difference in my studio or my production value. If anything, it'll get better. But hopefully, once we've moved, I'll have more time and more space in order to record something like skits and things like that. So look forward in the next month or 2 for a skit based on monetization and YouTube's rules and things like that. So thank you all so much for being here, for going on this adventure with me, for listening to me ramble for so long, for paying attention to my food reviews even though I'm a gamer and I probably have no business doing it, even though I actually do feel like I have a decent taste for foods. I'm a fatty, no friends. As always, we will see you in the next one, and thank you again so much. For now, this is Nathan Blake signing off for Nathanblakegames. Sayonara, you beautiful people.
This has been Taste the Treats. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it in the future, please like and comment below. If you're new to the channel and you would like to be notified of new videos, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Like my channel? Want to see it grow? Share this video with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again, everyone. Sayonara.